On a grey autumn morning, with the sky foretelling imminent rain, the Weston family prepared to move into their new home in the isolated village of Luminis. After selling their house in the crowded city, Michael and Emily, along with their two children, Ethan and Lily, were eager to begin a peaceful life in the countryside. Their new home was an old villa built in the traditional style of the region, surrounded by a vast garden and deep forests. The house was an imposing building with wrought iron fixtures and stone walls. It was located on the edge of a nature reserve, and from the living room window they could see a small, sparkling lake that seemed distant and secluded. Michael, a busy lawyer worn out by urban stress, hoped this move would bring his family peace and relaxation. Emily, a dreamy artist, was captivated by the natural beauty of the place and the creative possibilities it offered. Ethan, a teenager with a thirst for adventure, and Lily, a curious and energetic little girl, were both excited about the idea of exploring the surroundings. As they unpacked boxes and arranged furniture in their new home, Emily noticed something odd. In a corner of the garden, behind a rose bush, was a small stone monument covered with lichens and mushrooms. It resembled a tombstone, but it was so aged and neglected that the details were hard to decipher. Emily asked a neighbor about it, an elderly man who lived at the end of the street. The neighbor, named Jasper, told her that the monument was over 100 years old and belonged to a special place called the Soul's Balance. According to local legend, that place was a sanctuary for the spirits of animals that had lived in the area. It was said that in times long past, people would bring animals there to pay their final respects, and that the place had a mysterious power to influence the destinies of those who lived nearby. Intrigued by the story, Michael and Emily decided to explore further. After researching the history of the place, they discovered that the Soul's Balance was linked to an old village tradition, in which it was believed that the site had the gift of influencing the fate of those who had settled in the area. On a dark and rainy night, the Weston family was awakened by strange sounds that seemed to come from the garden. Ethan, driven by his boundless curiosity, insisted on going outside to investigate. With a flashlight in hand, he discovered that the stone monument was emitting a faint glow, and that a few wild animals from the forest had gathered around it. In the days that followed, Michael and Emily noticed strange changes in their lives. Things seemed to align perfectly, but in an unusual way. Suddenly, Michael's business began to thrive, and Emily found inspiration for her best works. Ethan made new friends and started getting involved in local activities, and Lily was fascinated by the nature surrounding the house. However, with each success, it seemed that the Soul's Balance also brought a few small misfortunes. The time spent near the monument seemed to amplify not only the positive aspects, but also the negative ones. The family began to notice a few inexplicable events, such as mysterious noises at night and fleeting shadows appearing in the garden. Michael and Emily realized that the Soul's Balance was not just a place to honor animals, but also a place where the balance between good and evil seemed extremely delicate. So they decided to dedicate their time to better understanding this enigmatic place and to restore the balance necessary to live in harmony with the mysterious powers of the Soul's Balance. Thus, their lives became a fascinating blend of magic, mystery, and personal discovery as they tried to navigate the complex world of destinies influenced by this ancient and enigmatic place.